Finally, some good news for international students. The truth is, the forces working for international students are more than the forces working against them. So you guys, there's a recent development for international students, and this is a very good news, especially for international students who are struggling to pay tuition fee or struggling to make ends meet. This is a recent development for you guys. In fact, for everyone. Hi, welcome to my channel. I am Chinemerem. Please do well to like this video and share. You know, like when you start a year, you start with a budget, you start with things you want to do, things you want to achieve and all. So that's the same thing the UK government and everyone else is doing at the moment. They are thinking of a way to improve the country, a way to make things work, you know, and they're thinking, do we do this, do we do that, you know. And that's why the recent shocking news that came up about UK reducing post-study work visa from 2 years to 6 months didn't really bother me, or it's not really a news you should take to heart, because these are just things that are saying, should we do it this way or should we do it that way? Although we all know that Braverman has been on this issue since last year. He's been talking about reducing immigrant numbers, reducing international students, reducing dependent numbers, you know. She's been saying so many things since last year. This recent thing she said is also one of the things she's been saying. Nothing has changed yet. Many people are kicking against it. So if you are an international student here already, or you're planning to come, there is nothing certain yet at the moment. I'm not even going to say, okay, they will do this or they will do that. I wouldn't want to mislead anyone. But from the look of things, universities are kicking against it, stakeholders are kicking against it, even Prime Minister, even though he hasn't come out to say, no, I don't want this, but from his actions, he doesn't really want it. That's why he has now brought another good news for international students, so that in case you're thinking, well, I'm in support, you know that somehow he's not in support, but you know, he can't really come out and say, I'm not supporting this or that until they've agreed on something. The Prime Minister announced a new development, and that is increasing international students' work hours per week. Of course, you know that if you are an international student in the UK, you are not allowed to work more than 20 hours a week. And you know that if you work more than 20 hours a week, it could affect your post-study work visa application, or even your indefinite leave to remain, or your tier 2 visa application. In fact, working more than 20 hours a week as an international student currently has so many implications, and you don't want to fall bait to any of them. Last year, around July, August or so, Canada did the same thing, and I put out a video on that on my channel. And if you remember, in that video, I said, I hope and pray that UK copies these people and does the same for international students in the UK. Oh, well, it took them about 4 months, 5 months to do it, or to think about it. But for the fact that they're thinking about it now means that they may do it very, very soon. So from the news, it says that in surprise news, ministers are considering extending the work hour limit from 20 hours per week, with the government debating whether to increase the limit to 30 hours or to scrap it completely. So they're thinking of whether to increase the hours to 30 hours a week or to scrape it completely. You know that if you start working for 30 hours a week, you are almost working on a full-time basis, because full-time job is around 37.5 hours, 39 hours, or 40 hours. So you are almost working on a full-time basis if you start working for 30 hours a week. Let me know in the comment section, which do you prefer? Do you think they should scrape it completely, or do you think they should increase it to 30 hours a week? Let me know in the comment section what you think. So the idea aligns closely with policy in Australia and in Canada, and comes as the Prime Minister is focused on ensuring economic growth. So the whole purpose of this thing is just to ensure economic growth in the country. So we all know that at the moment, the UK is experiencing one kind of shortage in labor force. As in, the more they try to fill it, the more it seems there are more shortages going on. And they're trying to find a way to fix all of this. So from the news, further details on this will be set out in due course, they explained, adding, we wouldn't comment on speculation ahead of the completion of the workforce participation review. So this one is coming from the spokesperson of the Department of Work and Pension. So he's saying that in due course, they will put out more details on this. As for reducing the graduate route, this proposal has been sharply criticized by university stakeholders, as well as some within Braverman's party. So you see, so many people are against this plan to reduce post-study work visa to 6 months, and even some people within Braverman's party are not even happy with it. From this news, it says, The Times also reported that Braverman is likely to be wary of any measures that could make student visa that could make student visas more attractive internationally. These people are tackling her like she will be angry if there is any plan to make student visa attractive. You know, her plan is just to make the visa non-attractive so that people will not come to the UK. And at the moment, they need people. Even though they feel people have come too much, they still need more people. What they need to do is just to enlarge their coast, build more houses, build more things, more facilities. We know that right now people are struggling with accommodation and so many other things. So all they need to do is just to, you know, build more houses, put facilities in place, and if you want to bring more people, no, why not? In addition, he said the Home Office could use the plan to extend work hours during studies as a bargaining chip to push through other proposals to reduce international student numbers. So Home Office may decide, okay, let's use this one as now the bargaining chip to reduce the numbers. They'll be like, if we agree to you extending their work hours, then agree to us reducing their post-study work visa, period. I hope they don't do this one this way, I beg. So the chief executive of Russell Group said that encouraging international students to work in restaurants while they study, but forcing them to go home again as soon as they've graduated with degrees our economy so badly needs, is the very definition of short-sightedness. Because you know that now as an international student, you are working in places like restaurant, care home, places like that. And at the end of the day, you get a degree in maybe project management, nursing, and you know, jobs like that, and then they ask you to go back. He said that that looks like short-sightedness. You should think about the future, think about it on the long run. Do you think this makes sense? I hope they just increase the work hours and also leave post-study work visa period the way it is already. I don't think it's okay to scrape it completely. That's my thought. But I think they should increase it at least to 30 hours or 37 hours a week. That would be better off. At least people that have more time on their hands can get something done when it comes to working. And of course, you know that working 20 hours a week is not enough to pay your tuition fee, if you get what I mean. When you work 20 hours a week, you have bills to pay, you have food to eat, rent to pay, and also tuition fee to pay. 20 hours a week makes almost no sense, except you have a dependent that's working on a full-time basis. If not, 20 hours a week is almost like nothing. And that's why this increment will really mean a lot and will do a lot for international students. However, on the flip side, even though universities are against them stopping post-study work visa, they are also not happy about scraping work hours for international students. They are really concerned that they would leave studies and start working. They will focus more on the work and leave their studies, which means that at the end of the day, they will graduate with either bad grades or they will not even finish school or stuff like that. Leave post-study work visa for us, but don't scrape work hour limit for international students. Now, this is what universities are saying. Yeah, I feel, yeah, they are making sense somehow, because I know my international people, if you scrape this thing completely, they will not go to school again. They'll just be working 2-4-7, and that means you end up with bad grades, or you may even leave school, drop out, because they'll make enough money to do something else, and then they'll be like, let's leave this school, Jare. So I think somehow, yeah, I agree with them. They should just put a limit, but increase the limit, but not scrape it off completely. Australia and Canada did this last year, but now Australia have said that by July this year, they would put back work hour limit for international students in Australia. So my own is, if they eventually increase this work hours or scrape the limit, I think international students should not abuse it. Because if you abuse it, they may put it back and it will be back to square one. Even if they take out the work hour limit or they increase it to 30 hours, I think you should also work within limits and also study. Or if you can work too much and study too much as well, that is good. What they want to know is that it is not having any impact on your academics. If it does, they may remove it again or put it back to what it was before. So you guys, that's it about this video. If you are planning to come to the UK now or later or soon, I don't think there's any need to panic as at now, because forces working for international students seem to be more than forces working against them. Well, if anything happens, like I said, I would like to mislead anyone, so I'm not very certain about what will happen. But at the moment, there is no decision yet. They haven't really said anything serious about it. It was just a proposal which is being kicked against. If you're looking to study in the UK in September, you should start applying now. You need help with your applications. Just send an email on the email address on my screen and in my description box, or send a message on WhatsApp on the WhatsApp number on the screen and in the description box, and you'll be helped correctly. Now you guys, that's that about this video. Until I see you again in the next video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Do take care, stay safe, and bye.